Hey guys, it's Rob and thanks for tuning in. So I had a question the other day from a friend of mine, and they were wondering, when I do these things, do I have like a script that I'm kind of reading out of the corner of my eye? Do I do a lot of prep work? Kind of what do I do for them? And to give you the inside scoop, I spend maybe like 2 or 3 minutes thinking about what I'm going to say at the most, and then all I have written down is something like this. So it's just like normally just like a word that I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to talk about, and I'll look at that just to keep my mind kind of on track for that. Besides that, that's really all the prep work I do for these things. So, as you saw there, if you were a keen mind, you would see that I'm going to be discussing something X-Men related. And it's not the X-Men movie that just came out, although I'm thinking about getting that. I still haven't decided yet whether I want to get the Blu-ray and watch all the special features. If I do that, I will totally be doing a review on that. But today I decided to do a different review here. You have to give me a second. Oh, because it's kind of heavy. I am doing a review of The Astonishing X-Men, written by Joss Whedon. Actually got these almost a year ago now, and I haven't had a chance to read them yet. They've kind of been burning a hole in my bookshelf, so to speak. And I finished them about maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Thought this would be a perfect time to actually discuss these because I really quite like these. So to start off with, I got the collection of kind of hardcover collection. You can actually get 4 soft covers or 1 hardcover. And I decided to get the 2 hardcovers. They're a little bit expensive. I think they're around 45 Canadian or so, 45, 48 Canadian, something like that. So they're a little bit costly, and maybe a library might be a good option, especially if you're a Baroque like I am now. The actual cover though is really good. The pages are quite nice. They're quite easy to open sometimes with hardcover. It's kind of crisp, hard to open. The dust jackets are nice too. They stay on well. They're not in the way. So totally good value on that. And I guess for the actual value of these things, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. I kind of like the value of them. The actual story themselves, I won't give away too much what it's all about, but Joss Whedon here did a 24 issue plus like a giant size, kind of a wrap-up issue of it, this run of X-Men, and quite good. I don't want to give away too much because I want you to actually read them, but a very interesting character that he and or she or it has been in the X-Men universe for so long, but he turned it into a villain, and it's very interesting to see that. Particularly, you can see on here, you can see there's Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost were really, really well written and very interesting characters that I don't normally think of as being traditional X-Men, and not some of the ones that I would put on as necessarily my favorite X-Men, but of course, being Whedon and how incredibly well he writes roles for women, I think that's kind of something else that stands out in these. So yeah, the actual story, I would give a probably 8 out of 10, or maybe even not. Let's say 9 out of 10 on that. Let's say 9 out of 10 for the story on this. Really, really good. As many of you know, I'm quite picky when it comes to artwork. I've been reviewing those stores recently, and I've kind of been giving them questionable on the artwork. I really like the artwork in this. One of the things I like with artwork is I don't like a lot of extra lines. So faces with a lot of line heavy sort of things. And that's something that's currently being done in the Thor comics. This is not a lot of heavy lines. I mean, you can see there's some here on this page. Sneak peek there. But not overly line heavy. Very, very crisp kind of lines. I think the facial expressions are quite good. There's several times where you can, even if you couldn't read a word, you could tell by the facial expression what the character is going through. And I think that's exceptionally good as well. Yeah, overall, I would probably give the artwork of these things probably like a 8 out of 10. Rereadability. I know something else that I always like to talk about, if you're going to pay $40 or whatever, $45, $48 for these things, you want to be able to reread them. And honestly, I think I could definitely reread these at least one more time, let a few months go by and sit down and do them again. Very engaging story, very good art, particularly some of the things that you get to dig down deeper the characters and that as well. Also made these very good. So for rereadability, see if I can talk there, I would give them an 8. Overall, I think I would give this collection an 8 out of 10. The one weakness that I will say is that the first volume, which is this volume right here, I believe, I'm pretty sure, it has some not bad kind of special features. There's a little introduction by Whedon. There are some interviews at the end, some good pictures. The second collection, on the other hand, there's essentially nothing. There's no introduction. There's a couple like kind of extra pictures at the end, but almost no special features, if you want to call them that. No extras. And when you're paying, $48 for a collection like this, you really want to have a few of those extra special feature kind of things. So that would be a little bit poor, and I would like to see a little more of those on here. Overall, these are highly rated by most people. I include that in myself, and I would highly recommend pulling them off from the library, or if you have a friend like me who was silly enough to pay the money to buy them, and borrow them from him. All right, last but not least, yesterday a certain movie came out on DVD, a certain movie that you and I have discussed in the past. I think I wrote a review on this movie. Yeah, long review actually, maybe one of the longest I've ever done. Can you guess what it is? Should I give you a second? Thor! Just got it today. Haven't had a chance to get out of the wrapping yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to obviously rewatch the movie again, but also watch something like there's an hour of special features in it, and I will hopefully be doing I'll do a review kind of personal like this. I'll do a written review on the blog soon about that, because I am definitely interested in seeing the special features they have on Thor, and more that maybe they expand into the Thor universe, and some of the mindset and why they did what they did in the film. All right, well, I guess until I see you next week, so say we all.